My name is Nathan, and I help real estate agents find practical ways to use AI and apply it to their business. Today, I'm going to show you how you can spruce up the curb appeal on a budget and make an image that looks like this turn into something like this. So if you're working with a seller, you'll be able to show them the end result of the money that they're going to be investing and also what it could potentially produce as extra income on that sales price. So for this example, I want to show you how easy it is to use Huzi.ai and their Canvas tool. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to Google and I'm searching an exterior of homes that have bad curb appeal just so I can get a good use case for us here. So we can just drag and drop the image into Huzi, whether it's a Google image, one from your files, Zillow, whatever. You just drag and drop it in there. I already have this photo in here, so we'll just be using this one for the example. And at the end, we'll be able to generate something like this. So for the time being, I'm going to go down to our toolbar here, and I'm going to open up an AI chat. So these are modules down here, and we're just going to connect the image that we brought in to the chat, and we're going to say something like, you have a $5,000 budget to spruce up the curb appeal of this home. I'd like you to send me the links of the items that you're deciding to buy or the paint products that you would like to buy so I can easily just go and purchase those if I want to. And I'd also like a breakdown of where you used the $5,000 budget to be able to make the home more attractive from the exterior and get that curb appeal looking much better. Okay, we're going to send that prompt off and wait for a response and see what we get as far as a chart and a breakdown of how we can use a $5,000 budget to make this house look like this house. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got. We have paint supplies, bare marquee, semi-gloss exterior paint, builder's edge 14.5 by 60-inch shutters. Now you might need something different, but the idea here is that I can click on this link. It pulls up the actual product from Home Depot. And then once I go and measure the actual panels, I'll be able to pick these sizes here and maybe a slightly different color. Or I could even bring these images into Huzi and see what they look like on the image itself. So for the next part of this, we're going to say, okay, let's see what this image actually looks like, right? And this is an image it generated for us. So we applied the idea that it had in its head and we said, hey, just generate the image with what you think it's going to look like once we do these upgrades. And I'll blow this up for us so we can see it a little bit better. Now this is looking much cleaner. Obviously these concrete pavers should probably move in front of the door because that just makes more sense than having it go into the center of the house, which is a really easy thing to do. So I'm going to drag out this photo a couple of times, and this is why I love the Canvas feature inside of Huzi, is because we can drag out multiple photos instead of having to go back and forth in a chat where we kind of want to keep our workflow organized. I'll pull these out and I'll use the Nano Banana feature here where I can just click and prompt it to move those pavers to the right. So I'll say something like move the concrete pavers to the right of the image in front of the front door. Okay, and we'll go ahead and let that generate. And then over here, we might say something like move the pavers to the right side of the image and make the grass look greener. And here's the final version of how we remodeled this home using the ideas and the suggestions from our curb appeal budget breakdown. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is pop down and say, hey, we want to generate an aerial view. So I want something that's top down so I can look at this and see the full scope of the image. This is just another way to look or present the property. So you can do front, side, however you want to prompt AI to do it. It'll most likely do it for you. And I like this image because it shows us a little bit more of what this front yard could look like. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the house on the right looks like or what the backyard and whatnot looks like. But the important part here is that we have the pavers in, we have the plants in, we have the curb appeal in, and we need to add those black panels here, right? So I did forget to put in these black panels. Can you add black shutters to the windows in the front of the house? And it's nice to be able to make these little key adjustments because they're important, right? AI is not perfect, but we know what we want in our head, especially when it helps us visualize something. So if we're going to make something the same over and over again with different angles, there may be one or two things that are wrong or that don't need to be there, but we can always add or remove those just like this. So really easy, just put those black shutters in and we are good to go to move on to the next step. And the next step is going to be looking at this breakdown that Huzi gave us. Okay, so double check the prices, make sure the math is right and correlating on all of this, which I have done. So yes, if this bare marquee semi-gloss exterior paint, we'll go and click on that and we'll be able to see that it is correct in $69. We need 6 of them. The math adds up to right around $400. Same thing with the shutters. So we go and look at the shutters. They're $55 a pair. We need 3 of them. $150. We go back and we look at the pricing, and yes, it's $167. So this is a really great and unique way to be able to not just help your seller or maybe the investor you're showing this to take a look at how easy it would be to flip the house, but a breakdown of the budget and then the potential that you'd be able to make from doing these improvements to the home. The Canvas tool is perfect for it because I can lay out everything that I want to do in one canvas, and I can even share this board with my potential investor or my seller and say, hey, I want you to take a look at this. You can chat with the chat box. I've connected some stuff, and ask it some numbers. What do you think that the overall price improvement from doing these are going to be, right? So I could ask that in the chat right now. And of course, it doesn't know what market we're in or how this 3-bed, 2-bath home is going to sell in whatever location it is. But for an example, it is a good place to start to say, hey, just objectively, what do you think this would increase the overall price value? But what we're looking at here is our estimated return on this investment. So it says the key takeaway is that your return will likely be significantly more than $5,000 you spend. Of course, we want that. Most real estate experts and remodeling reports show that exterior improvements generate some of the highest ROI. So general curb appeal here. Studies of the National Association of Realtors and other real estate groups consistently show that strong curb appeal can increase a perceived value by 7 to 15%. Now, depending on your market, it could be more, it could be a little bit less. But the idea here is that we're going to get 15% more back on our dollar value that we spent on this property, which kind of makes sense to do. So when you present something like this to an investor or to your seller, you can give them something to visualize, and if they like it, it does a better job of conveying the message that you're trying to give them and the good advice that you're trying to give them on generating a higher ROI. Now, the last thing I want to show you, which is a pretty cool tool inside of Huzi's Canvas, is I can take this image. And remember, we pulled this image from initially from our chat, and we just pulled it out, popped it into our canvas, and I can go down here to the video tool, and I can just make a quick connection. And what we're going to do for a prompt in here is we'll just say a drone shot panning from right to left and showing off the curb appeal. We'll pop this one over to Google VO3 and we're just going to go ahead and let this generate. Now let's go and take a look at this video. So we have a nice shot from back moving forward. We can kind of see a little bit more of the home and these different design models that we did. And I mean, basically when you present this to your seller or your investor, I would say it's almost a no-brainer as long as the market analytics make sense and that it is going to produce an ROI. I mean, the house looks 100 times better than what it did prior. And just so we can get a good side-by-side, let me blow this up for you guys so you can see it. Compared to our original image that we have over here. The concrete pavers look much nicer going up to the front door. We have this nice little garden bed in the front with some plants. The panels look great. The home color looks great. I know we painted brick, which is kind of a no-no for some people, but I think overall the house has a much better look to it from somebody driving by when it has a for sale sign in the front yard. If you guys have questions or you like this video, please like and subscribe, and also comment if you guys have other questions or workflows that you want to see me do. I kind of want to create a little community here of people who are trying to apply AI to their business, and I would be happy to go over any workflows that you guys want to see.